Hey everybody, Frank Chen here with REIClub.com, your link to creative real estate. It's great to be back, and today I got another great video for you to reduce your rental property vacancies. I got 10 tips for you, and like in all my videos, everything I talk about, I do include in the description below. Simply click show more, you can follow right along. So for those who don't know me, I do buy and hold. I have a background in landlording. And I really like to give other landlords hands-on advice and approach to landlording. I don't really work with management companies. I do feel like they lack more of a humanistic quality, and with our changing market, you need to be flexible, right? But of course, if you're dealing with massive volumes, it's probably the best option for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. The first tip I have for you is scheduling biannual walkthroughs. So probably every 6 months, coordinate with your tenants. Best advice I have for you on that is create a checklist of what to look for. So whether you go, whether an assistant for you goes, that way you can hand it off to your tenant as well, just to make sure they know what to pay attention to. Changing air filters, checking your furnace out, your air conditioning, amenities, making sure there's no leaks. It's really just your best time to talk to your tenant to see if everything in the house is working smoothly, if anything needs to be replaced. That way you can take care of it in a timely fashion. Okay. Next one is the referral fees, incentivizing your tenants with cash referrals, right? If they refer a friend, a family, tenants are always looking for people to live closer to them, of course. So give them like $100 cash, $200 cash, whatever your budget allows for them to refer people to you if they sign a lease with you, right? So that's another good tip. Number 3, advertise your rental properties aggressively. So this is when you know your tenant's moving out a month or two prior. You really want to exhaust all your free ad sites, your paid ad sites, not the expensive ones. Like Craigslist, Green Sheets, even using your local newspaper, bandit signs on the weekends. Those right there alone will give you plenty of leads to rent out your property. The point is that you do them well in advance. Okay, and tip number 4. This is a doozy. This one's a simple one, actually. It's find good tenants. And you're thinking, duh, but it all comes down to your screening process. I've had videos in the past about how to screen them. This is very, very important. Probably the most important thing you can do as a landlord, because you can actually end up with a tenant who will stay with you for maybe 2, 5, even 10 years. I think one of our longest running tenants right now is over 12 years. So keep that in mind. Number 5, offer incentives. So say if it's not the first tenant, when they moved in, it was a 1-year-old carpet, paint. Now they've been there for 3, maybe 4 or 5 years. Things are starting to get run down. They're losing the appeal of living in the home. Offer to replace the countertops or the carpet or the paint. You're planning to anyways, right? And if you know they're a good tenant, you know they're not going to damage it. It's going to last longer, maybe till another 5 years or before they move out. But the key here is to put money back into the home that will give back when they move out, okay? So offer these incentives for them to renew the lease, maybe for a year. If it's a bigger project, maybe 2 years. But use these as leverage, okay? Number 6. Sell your property, don't just show it, okay? Although this is just a rental property, don't just stand there or have your realtor just stand there. Have them really point out the features as if you were going to sell it. And if you already have an existing tenant there while you're showing it during this period of time, then make sure the house is clean and you're still focusing on the positive areas, okay? The key here is to sell, sell, sell. Number 7, know your market rent. Okay, so you don't have to necessarily be the highest in your area, but you also don't have to be the lowest. Find the average in your neighborhood and make it slightly lower. So when you have tenants during rental season who are farming those areas, those neighborhoods, your rental number comes out the most, and more than likely you'll get the most amount of traffic. That way you can move it faster, right? So the next one is number 8. Use long-term leases or offer long-term leases. Say your rent is $1,100. If they do a 2-year commitment with you, you'll do $1,075 a month. $25 a month to them is, for people who are on a tight budget, can mean a lot to them, but it commits them for 2 years, which is great for you. And after those 2 years, you can always decide to raise the rent at that time. And if they decide to move, you can find one at that new price, okay? Next one is rent to own. People who you offer the option to lease your property with the option to purchase, these types of deals generally last anywhere between 3 to 5 years while they're trying to qualify, get their credit right, get a loan in place. For these types of deals, you get cash up front, increased monthly, and if they don't execute their option to buy, you actually get to keep all this money and then, of course, go through the normal process of finding a new tenant or tenant buyer. There are a lot of nuances that go into these types of deals for the rent to own, but I have other videos videos that cover that, but this is just another strategy to keep longer term tenants. And the last thing I want to talk about is show you care. Number 10, add that humanistic quality, get to know your tenants and build that rapport with them. That way they feel almost indebted to you and grateful because they maybe have run across a lot of bad landlords, right? So what we do as a family, we like to do during the holidays is bring a Christmas ham to all our tenants. It's like 30 bucks. We buy from Costco. We just drop them off, say thanks for staying there for this year. We look forward to having you next year as well. It means a lot to them. They don't really get that kind of additional service, so when they do, it really sticks with them when it comes down to having to look for a new place to live. Sometimes they're thinking, the house isn't that great, but my landlord's pretty awesome. I'll stay for another year. So that means a lot. Try that out if you haven't done that already, but if possible, try not to ever reduce your rents while people are living there. Instead, provide upgrades, but depending on how long and loyal they are to you, to improve the home. As I said before, when you put money into your home, if they're good tenants, when they move out, the value will still be there and you can get it back when you find your new tenant or decide to sell. Okay, so keep that in mind. Vacant real estate is every landlord's headache, but vacancies can dramatically be reduced well in advance based on your procedures and due diligence. See, high vacancy rates are really due to maybe poor management or the failure to shift with the rental market, whether it's keeping up with the rental rates, keeping up with rental programs, incentivizing your tenants. As a landlord, you really need to reflect on your own actions first before you immediately jump to the conclusion that your tenant's at fault or it's a bad location of your property. Yes, these are factors, but the buck stops with you. So be sure to identify all these factors, okay? Now again, this is Frank Chen with REIClub.com. Please take time to leave comments below about what you thought about this video. Click the like button and share because it really does help us out. But more importantly, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can keep you informed. Brand new videos just like this are posted every week, or at least we try. So again, thank you guys so much for your time, your continued support. I look forward to talking to you next time. Take care, good investing, and bye-bye.